A lot of batches there for the team in red. Wombats on tanks taking so many skirmisher-based tanks. You have batches who have to get in close to do the damage mostly, but they're very fast, very maneuverable, quite bouncy on the turret if you're at a distance. Otherwise, wait, what are they doing? They're pushing their artillery to make it go faster. Red stripes make you go faster. Did you know that? You paint red stripes down the side of your tank, it goes a little bit faster.
Of course.
Yeah, Orcs told me that. But on the opposing teams, we have two Object 140s, which are really good brawlers. A TVP, amazing burst damage. Fire is there to be a pure scout. Dory, great player in the bat chat. It's all over the place, really. TVB and an E5, kind of the hill players. They are good gun depression, good armor. I can't see the strategy for YaTo Gaming. I mean, just digging in, right? They're defending. So
they decided to do a standard defense. They have their E5 behind the ridge on one cap, pretty standard. He's there to spot and actually take some shots. STB on the one line, also pretty standard. But it looks like that they prepared some kind of a trap on K6-7 area because they have like 3 tanks there. And they have the 3090 spawning for them on that eastern side. Indeed,
but it looks like Wombats on tanks are playing this very secure. They're not underestimating their opponents at all. They're playing this nice and slow, not cocky. That AMX 3090 though is really pivotal. Fire there in H/J8/9 from this angle. If he's taken out, that's the entire defense of YaTo Gaming completely ruined, unless they've done enough damage. So you really got to watch that sector to see if anything's going to happen there. However, if Wombats on tanks gather up on the 1-2 line and do a big push, that could also work.
Yeah, I think that Wombats also, they would like that, for this game to go slow because they have artillery piece, as we see. And Kusok, in my opinion, being one of the best artillery players in the world, we saw him yesterday one-shotting bad jets. He had a 5k damage game, really impressive. The same artillery M40.
First blood.
Yeah, they just want to spot that E5 and try to use RT to kill him.
Yeah, so this is going to be a very slow game for Wombats on tanks, a very sensible one. They're looking for an opportunity. They're looking for a good hit. And YaTo Gaming might not want to give them that. It looks like they're playing quite aggressively, as they did manage to get the first blood against Coca-Cola. It was returned to Lack, which is their captain, in that object. It looks like they're going to play this aggressive.
Yeah.
The fact is that Wombats on tanks have brought an artillery lineup, which is like a sieging lineup. They're going to whittle you away. So how do you deal with that?
Very smart move by YaTo, I would say. You can see that they pushed their E5 back so he doesn't get spotted, because in like next 2-3 minutes, if he stayed on the F3 area, he would be dead. So really smart move, putting the E5 a bit back. And what they're trying to do now is use their Batchet and TVP to get some ground on the eastern part of the map.
Nice shot from Karitz against the rain. I really didn't expect that. And then he snaps against fire. What the? Karitz has got some luck going for him today. He swung around, shot one, swung around, shot the other. I think they were chancy for him. He didn't expect them to work, and they did. And that was a huge play. And there goes the first kill. Fire was dug out, and what do we say about their defense? It really relied on him. However, Breakneck now on the reload. Dory, Hate, and TNT and going for him. This is probably the opportunity they need, otherwise they're going to lose this. However, it's shut down with Coca-Cola doing some damage in return. I don't think they're going to be able to get the upper hand here, as Breakneck and Coca-Cola pull away with very minimal damage. That's not a good exchange for YaTo. They are defending still, and the HPR is similar still. However, it's a good strategical play by Wombats on tanks.
Yeah, YaTo really didn't do enough damage in that exchange. They had 3 tanks in the forest area, but they managed to only do like 2 shots of damage. Not enough. And now they did pull back, YaTo tanks. They expect Wombats to play for the western part of the map right now, as we can see that the FV is in the cap already.
Yeah, it looks like they are putting the pressure on now, and it's all about this task force to the south. That is YaTo Gaming's main firepower. So they need to decide what to do with this group now. Oh wait, no, the FV pulls out of the cap because of, well, Lujan, I guess, and they decide, no, not right now, it's not the time.
Yeah, I guess they expected these 3 tanks from the east to straight pull back to the western side and actually maybe do a counter push, so that's why he backed off.
Yeah, but they didn't. They did not take the bait. They didn't rush out and just die. They are taking their time and playing really well. YaTo Gaming still playing at a very gold standard.
Yeah, I agree. And there's still 4.5 minutes, so plenty of time for Wombats on tanks.
Just remember, guys, YaTo Gaming in the blue are defending, which means if the timer runs out, Wombats on tanks lose. So they have to do an attack at one point or another. It's no drawing in World of Tanks.
Now they decided to put the Batchet in the cap because it's harder to spot him and it's pretty much smaller target. And using the FV as a carving fire.
Absolutely. So this is a much slower paced game than we were experiencing with Simp, that's for sure. But it doesn't mean it's any less strategical. These guys are playing this very sensibly and at a very high level. Any mistake from either team could be a total disaster, as we saw with YaTo losing one of their tanks early on, which is why they've lost so much of their HP. In fact, that E5 being at 1060, that is a big deal. He lost too much in exchanges.
Yeah, great stuff from YaTo Gaming so far. They didn't let Kusok do almost any damage. I'm not sure if he did any, and that's the key to how to play against artillery.
Yeah, but I've not seen Kusok fire yet, actually, which I feel a bit interesting. Like they've reserved it to hopefully make YaTo forget about it, maybe, and so that they'll make a mistake and click. There he goes. Oh, there it is. Just like I say, we see the first strike from the artillery does not connect. Aiming for Dory maybe, or the rain. The rain, yeah, aiming for the rain. Didn't rain on the rain.
It's really hard to connect over these ridges, but we saw Kusok do that yesterday, so...
He did. He did indeed. I still like these camo paints though. I can't wait till they eventually become, I hope, available in the game for everybody.
Yeah,
I'd love to
be nice.
some of these. There's normally like, with when I pick like a Russian tank, I always have the same camo I pick for like all my tanks, because I don't like the other ones. I would love more options. Right, we're seeing the timer tick down. It's 2.5 minutes, which means that Wombats on tanks, what? World of Tanks, Wombats on tanks, they have to do something. There are 2 minutes 15 left in this battle, 80 seconds on the clock. YaTo are the defending, so it's all about the Wombats. Will they actually make a successful push right now? They look like they're going to try and ambush the E5 with their Batchats as they're coming down the 4 line. They're going to be coming out into the open any second now. They just got spotted by the proxy, which means that Object 140, Batchats and TVP need to open up on them before they take out the E5. But the E5 goes down, it lost too much HP, but Karitz goes down. This actually could end in YaTo's favor as the HPs are very similar as the exchange goes out. TNT has been pushed behind there as he's on reload, which means that Just Cause is going to take him out for almost no reason because he's not actually contributing to the firepower, but it may be too little too late. It's Coca-Cola's having a one-on-one with Lack, and Lack misses. What was that? He should not have missed that one. It's going to have to wait for the whole reload before he can help his team, but Breakneck comes and saves Coca-Cola. That might have been the turning point of the war as YaTo are now down too many tanks. What a critical shot to miss.
Yeah, we can see what's the power of 4 Batchets. When you have potentially 8k damage you can do in a matter of 10 seconds maybe, and yeah, so even though it came pretty close, but not enough for YaTo.
Well, there's 2 big things. One, Hate was at max HP over here, which means that he couldn't share HP, he could share his armor, he couldn't slow the enemy DPM by getting in the way and blocking vision. That didn't help. Second, there were too many critical missed shots, just too many little things. If the E5 hadn't lost so much HP earlier, they could have done more damage with the position that Hate was at. If it was the other way around, well, there's so many little things that YaTo just did a slight bit worse. They were not completely overwhelmed, they were not completely wrecked, but a few tiny mistakes that just built up to a loss.
I agree. If they saved a bit more HP, as you said, it was only 30 seconds left till the end of the game, so yeah, pretty close.
Really close. In fact, I think there's 3 critical things I saw. One being the HP of the E. Then they had the because their ambush would have worked a lot better. Second, that Hate was out of the battle with his full HP. And third, some critical shots missed.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to see on the stats to see if that was just his only shot miss. Like, he performed really well, but missed that one shot, which is always the way, right? That one shot you needed to land, you missed. But this is what happens when you're at the top level, right? We're at the grand finals, at the quarterfinals of the grand finals. You can't be missing those shots, right? If you want to win that trophy, the monolith, the big thing, you cannot be making any of those mistakes. It's why Penta's not here, right?
Could be, yeah, could be.
You gotta hit those shots. In fact, that's what Wombats said, right? We're gonna go in and we're gonna shoot and we're gonna hit.
Shoot tanks,
Yeah,
exactly.
Missing is not shooting tanks, it's shooting ground. Shooting the mud. It's a nice spray though. The graphics have been vastly improved since last year, and whenever those big shots hit the dust in front of you, if you still got those graphics on, you see all the dust come up into your face. I like playing with full graphics. I know the pro players, they play with like square boxes basically, but I play with full graphics.
It's usually because if some people have like weaker computers, you know, you want to maximize your FPS to have it at least above 60. You know?
And you want it clearer. You want it clearer too.
Especially, yeah.
Right, let's see who missed their shots in the last game. Who was the weakest link? Just Cause, they're at the top. Lu Jun doing quite well in the STB, but you see it's really balanced all the way down. There's no superstars. Everyone had to play their part. But there's just, you know, a few more of Wombats at the top side of the screen. When we flip down to the bottom, we see that that's the rest of them. Fire got caught out really early, but that's okay. Bishop was also taken out, doing very little, but Hate, Lack, and Rain. Hate was alive till the end, and he did 2 more shots of damage, which means he only landed 1 shot during the actual main deciding fight. That's unacceptable.
Yes.
That really didn't pay his dues. He wasn't useful. He needs to step that up. But I really feel that Hate's position would have been useful if it wasn't for the E3 or E5. E5 losing so much HP early on. Like, you don't know who to blame there. If the E5 had done his job better early, Hate would have done better late. But they should have adapted to that, realizing, wait, they're going to go over, they're going to go, he's dead, instead of having to fire another salvo. And in that time, they're going to be out of my line of sight. I'm not going to be able to help anymore. They did Alpha Strike Karitz down, knock him out. Concentrated Fire was really good, but they didn't get anybody else. Everyone else managed to get out of there. If they got 2 of those tanks, it would have been a different story, because later on, that one shot that missed their remaining batch-up would have been the remaining batch-up. There would have been a second one. So let's go into the next map, not Max, next battle, as Muravanka is now going to switch roles, and YaTo going to attack, and Wombats are going to sit around and defend. And what do you think YaTo has to do to make this work for them?
As we saw before, YaTo tends to play aggressive. I'm expecting a really aggressive push somewhere to surprise Wombats. But no, I guess seeing this artillery piece on YaTo's side, I guess they're gonna play passive, like Wombats did.
Yeah, they have the Lorraine, but the Lorraine is a downside faster. So it's all about repositioning. You fire from one side, you reposition, you fire from another side, surprise your enemies. Where the M40 was more of a dig-in tank, artillery piece. You sit there and you keep firing, you keep firing, you keep firing. They've gone all to the east though, so what do you think they're going to do from this position?
Actually, I don't know. I would say they would go for the cap if they had, for example, some kind of a light tank, a tier 8 light tank, either 3090 or RU-251, but they have tier 8 artillery, so I'm not sure how they're going to approach this. And as we see, Wombats have pretty big stack of tanks on the southern side.
They do. Now, I've seen this before, so that's self-stack, everybody. Look at those batchets, right? You've got the 3 batchets there. They're all looking right. Maybe the further one is not. But these are ambush positions. So they're going to spot these tanks coming down, and they're going to wait. And they're going to wait and wait. As soon as they pop up, bang, 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 bang. 3 shots go into them. Hopefully one hits the track. Then they reload and fire again. Autoloaders with 2.5 reload between their shells. They can kill you in 2.5 seconds if they land that tracking shot. And most of them do. So if you pop up and you get those 3 shots into you, the second salvo will kill you unless you're really quick on your repair kit, if you've got one.
And you can see how good this 3090 push position. We can see this 140, the Rain, being over at G9, but he's still getting spotted. So Wombats tanks have early warning of the YaTo gaming tanks.
I'm going to keep quiet and let you guys feel the atmosphere, because the tension between these 2 teams must be quite high, because they're both playing it ultra safe. hear the background. Actually, when you take walks on the hill, it sounds very similar to this, very calming. Shouldn't be. A lot of death is about to happen soon. A lot of destruction, explosions will happen any second. It's like the tornado, you know, quiet before the storm.
Exactly.
It's 2.7 seconds. I'm sorry. I thought it was 2.5 seconds. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. I always forget these little things.
Yeah, I believe 50B has 2.5 seconds between his clips.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. That's what I was thinking of. What about the 5100?
3.3 actually.
3.3?
Yeah, that's
quite slow, isn't it?
Yes. I guess to balance it out because it's a little lower.
Hate, get out. You don't want to drown. That would be embarrassing.
Imagine if someone tracks him in the water and he doesn't have a repair kit.
I want to see someone fall over. I really do. We've heard one happened on the other stream.
Yes.
Who was it? What happened there? What
it was Griffin, player from Hellraisers. He flipped his badget, not fully, but on the side. And he actually put 3 shots in the enemy 50B while being on the side. Yeah.
No way.
It was amazing. Yeah. And they did win that round.
Oh, dear. That's incredible. No one rectified him. No one pushed him back on.
No, no one did.
He became a turret. All right, we have something happening here as YaTo are preparing for their assault here. Looks like they did a bait and play. So they poked, they ran away, and then they come back again. And Wombats have realized they wouldn't come here again, right? And they've repositioned all their ambush forces to the north, thinking that they've done a... they're going to not attack here, they're going to poke. Oh no, there's too many tanks here, we're going to switch. And here they go, they're going forward, they're going to get Karitz. No, what are you doing in the rain? You must know where he is.
It's really hard, there's like tons of bushes in this area.
He's not even firing to find out.
Yeah.
That's really weird. Normally an object in this position would be trying the bushes at least. Or at least the T-62A. There you go, he's at least trying. It's just very strange they're not even trying to find Karitz there. Which I just find really peculiar, sorry.
I guess this isn't the usual spotting position. We can see there's like tons of bushes here. He could be in any of these bushes. It's really hard. I can say from experience, from a lot of trainings, it's really hard to predict where it could be. And even if you hit, you still have to hit it 4 times. It's really hard.
Now, the interesting thing would be there's no HP exchange so far. Half the match is going, and there's been no one taking any risks. So, YaTo might have... There you go. As I say, I curse it. 5-second mark, exactly. Bang! He gets whacked for 400 damage. First blood is drawn. Quickly found by Karitz, who's actually been spotted, who's deciding that he's going to open up onto Hate instead of trying to run away, which is pretty cool. He's made that decision. I'm not going to survive this anyway. I'm going to try and do some damage.
I guess he isn't spotted, but he just...
He's dead.
He's dead.
He may not be spotted, but he is dead. They knew where he was. But Kusok there in the bat chat could get some shots to Hate if Hate goes forward too far. He's still spotted. He needs to wait.
We see a large flanking maneuver from Wombats tanks. We have 3 batches coming from the north. I think they will actually catch Dory out if he gets spotted. Still not spotted. And he's spotted now. He should go down if he doesn't retreat. Oh, he actually goes... didn't take a single shot there.
But Lack took 50% of his HP, which is not a good idea. He is their clan commander, he's their cooler, so maybe he was distracted. I know sometimes I've driven out into the open, but wait a minute, a play on the south. We have the T-62A chasing the Batcha. I'm not sure if he's loaded or if we've got a glitch in the display. It looks like Kusok is not looking his way as Hate goes to try and engage. He's not chasing him, but he's actually in the clear. He can continue chasing, he just doesn't know that. He doesn't want to go too far, which is really sensible from Hate. We've seen Hate overplay a few times yesterday.
Yeah, you can see how fast the Batchets are. They're already back in the defensive position and actually can shoot the Hate.
And he was reloaded and he's come back, but there's some damage going back against him. He's trying to fire off the shots. Wait a minute, the rain has come all the way in to back up his teammate. He was a little bit slow and he's going to take a lot of damage, but Lack, that was a great play by the rain. He backs off and lets Lack have the clear shot. That's some good communication between these players. But the HP is not good for YaTo. Remember, they are on the offensive here, and they need to get an HP advantage. But Laka then gets shut down by Coca-Cola and Co. The rain is next. It doesn't look like YaTo are going to be able to break this defense of Wombats, who were able to break theirs. So it may go 2-0 at this point.
Yeah, they lost way too much HP even at the start, and in this exchange right now, you see 2K. Oh, but now the TVPs and Badgets who are fully reloaded come in.
And they do equalize a little bit by taking out Breakneck, but there are going to be some repercussions as Bishop's loaded as well, shooting into their rear. Dory and Fire trying to get out. As for not being able to kill Povel as well, it was a nice attempt at recovery, but it's too little too late, especially if Dory's going to sit too long. He should not have gone for that last shot. Should have got out of there as Povel wants this kill. He smells blood. Dory, you're mine, and he gets it executed. Lu Jun comes back in for the fight, but I think this is too little too late, and he's going to be surrounded by Just Cause, and Povel isn't able to pick up the kill either. That was two tanks that could be thrown away. TNT is still there. Oh, TNT isn't still there. Ashley taken out, and Fire is running away. Not on Fire, but Coca-Cola knows he can take it. He won't be able to die to Fire, and click. Coca-Cola gets the victory, 2-0 to Wombats on tanks. Decisive victory, I think. YaTo never really felt in control, but they didn't do anything singularly wrong. I think that just their strategy just wasn't prepared enough. I think that's okay. It's the only fair way to explain it. I think that they didn't know how to break the siege well enough. They seemed to want to commit in the south. They had the numbers advantage, but they went in one by one. There was great teamwork, but the repercussions of their actions was they sent 3 tanks in, 1 came out, and they got 1 kill. Yeah, not so good.
Yeah, when we saw YaTo Gaming push the south, pushing the Breakneck, who was alone at that moment in the budget, we saw how fast the reaction from Wombats. They came in less than 30 seconds. They came back from all the way top north. So yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah, that may sound like an easy thing to do, like, oh, your mates are under attack, go help them. But your position of your tank and how fast you start moving, by the time we, even as viewers, sometimes realize, oh, they should be really coming to help, they're already on their way. And that 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds, difference between a bronze and a gold player can be literally the win or the lose. You turn up and get that 1 or 2 shots off, or in a batch at 3 shots off, you're going to be able to turn the tide a lot better. And then it's the snowball effect. When you lose 1 gun, your DPM of your team goes down. So the earlier you get that 1 gun advantage, the better it gets. So let's have a look at the stats to see who was being the most successful. Povel and Fire. Fire's damage though was really sacrificial. Wait, Fire? Oh, it was hating the T62. Yeah, it was a bit sacrificial at the end. He got his clip off, but it was really all or nothing. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna get my 4 shots off and then die. Not so good of an exchange.
Yeah, it was their last attempt to actually win the game, but it didn't work out. Yeah, and we can see the Lorraine Arty was actually completely useless in this match. He fired 7 shots, but didn't manage to do a single point of damage, which is a bit surprising because the game actually lasted 8.5 minutes.
It did, but there was no damage until the 5 minute mark. 5 second mark? That would have been very quick. That's just what I like about Water Tanks Blitz. Have you played Blitz?
No, I didn't.
The maps are so much smaller that literally by the time you load it in, sometimes like they're in firing range already. You know when you play that map when you're a newbie in the low tiers, and it's like,
oh yeah, yeah.
What's that map called? I played it like twice. Something.
Mittengard.
Mittengard.
Yes.
Yeah, you can shoot the enemies right at the start. Literally, as soon as you've loaded your first shell, you can open fire. There is a target there, and that's kind of how Blitz feels. It really lives up to its name. I wonder if anyone in the audience have actually tried out Blitz. The Windows platform got released recently, so I was able to play it on a lot more of my devices. I have a lot more Windows stuff than iOS, but it's a really good game, actually. I like it. It's a different game, surprisingly. In theory, it's like, oh, it's just the same as Water Tanks. I played it, it feels different, really slightly different. Although a lot of people on the Windows platform play with keyboard and mouse, I hear. Which kind of takes a bit away. I don't like it. Like the keyboard and mouse isn't particularly responsive either. Like it feels good with the touch controls, but when you play with keyboard and mouse, it's like it controls weird. I don't know if it's just me, but it controls a bit weird, like a bit syrupy. So I actually prefer playing with my hands, but I almost know for certain that there are so many players out there playing with keyboard and mouse, and Alright, let's go to map number 2. It's Steps. YaTo are currently 0-2 against the Wombats. So let's see what they can do on Steps.
I believe the YaTo played Steps yesterday against Guild Gaming, and I believe they took both games off of it. Yeah, so they sure have experience on this map. Let's see the lineup.
We have E5, which is basically in the blocker role, able to go forward and block damage and hold a line. We call them bruisers or blockers, depending on if they're holding the line or they're pushing a line. The 113, similar, but way more mobile, right?
Yeah.
And then the object, bad chat, and TVPs are kind of the mobile force. You know, that they're going to stay together or be put in maybe a sniper's position, like the 416 or the 140. The rest of them are going to be a bit more mobile, skirmishing, you know, poking around and brawling with the enemy. That's like kind of their job.
Object 140 actually could take even a bruiser role.
Really?
Because of its strong turret, yeah. For example, yeah, some teams actually, if they're on Steps defense, they like to leave only like 140 on the B6-7 area and just leave it there alone.
Oh, we have some cheese plays though.
We have the boosting coming.
Is it going to be successful? Now, these boosts are so much more dangerous than they used to be, because as soon as it gets to a certain sort of angle, the tank can actually flip back. And if it lands onto the roofs of your teammates, you can actually kill your own guys. And you see a little bit of damage going out there, but it looks like a near-perfect push, as only about 100 damage was done to themselves, which is one of the least amount of damage I've seen being done to the team.
Yes.
There.
We can see Wombats did their research. You saw that T62A was actually turned backwards, and when the tank is turned backwards, it takes a lot less damage. You can see they only took like 70 damage, while usually would take 300, maybe even 400.
Happy Porcupine's actually asking you, can the players use their own hardware? Are there settings they cannot change? Like, what is your options when you sit down at a computer at a tournament?
Yes, you can take your own hardware. Actually, almost everyone takes their own hardware because, for example, especially the mouse, it's really the shape, the buttons you have. It's really hard to get used to. I mean, on a new mouse. So yeah, most of the players take their own stuff. Also, you can also change the settings, the game.
All of them?
All of them, yeah.
You can turn them all off?
Yeah, yeah.
What about mods? What sort of mods do you have?
Mods. Every mod is forbidden.
Even zoom out?
Yeah.
Wow, okay, that's cool. Because they used to have zoom out mods for the pro players, I remember. It was the only one that was kind of supported, but they got rid of that.
Yes, because now in ESL leagues we use ESL Wire, which is the software that detects if you have any mod, and you actually get banned if you use any mod. Any mod, yeah.
Wow, okay, well, that's really cool then.
Yeah.
They really locked it down and made sure that there's no cheating in the tournaments.
Because there was this mod that pinged on your map the things that got destroyed. So if someone ran over the tree or the fence or something like that, it would have a ping.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
That's why they introduced this software.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's really important for tournament play. And I'm hoping that those sort of mods will be phased out of the Water Tanks client in general for the population. I know people love their mods, but some mods just, I don't know, I like fair play, right? And if someone's got an advantage, you should have an advantage too. It's one of those hot topics.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the audience are probably already getting riled up about the mention of these mods, or even the banning of these mods. They're like, oh, they should be able to do whatever they want. If it's in the client, it can work. Or the reverse. No, everyone should be playing the same. There should be no mods at all. Okay, guys, calm down, calm down. We get it. We get it. There's two sides to every story, and I'm sure there's a good solution on the way. Right, but back to the game. We have Fire in a very good... This is the same position he was at yesterday. Let's see if Wombats definitely watched the game yesterday, because that's exactly where Fire was yesterday. And they're trying it again, but he's aiming too low. He needs to aim a little bit higher, and Fire knows it. He knows that they know he's there. Good moving by Fire.
He's actually spotted now.
Oh, he's been spotted, and he knows, but that was a great dodge, and he's going to run away. But wow, that means that Wombats did respect YaTo for absolute certain. They'd studied the game, because there's no one else who's blind fired there, and it was the first place they decided to fire. So that was really cool.
Yeah, as they said in their introduction, they like to watch replays of the other teams to see how they play. It's really a correct approach to the game. Even if your team that you're playing is, it should be much worse on the paper.
So now we're back to a standoff, and it seems like YaTo's really weak on the offensive. They don't seem to be able to penetrate easily, Wombats. They don't seem to be able to get any advantage. And look at that, look at the HP for Bishop and Kusok. They lost that on the climb. No actual damage has been dealt to them by YaTo still.
Exactly, but the overall HP is still pretty much the same. I could say that YaTo has pretty decent positions for now if they manage to. Oh, but yeah, you can see this MX3090 position. I'm pretty sure he's using binoculars.
Oh, what a shot! Fire is gonna go down into fire, a burning wreck. That is atrocious for YaTo. If they cannot penetrate and they've lost their scout, they're now in a hugely disadvantaged position. I really feel that they should gather up and do an all-or-nothing Hail Mary and see if they gain an advantage by just catching the Wombats off guard, because at this point, playing the long game is going to keep making them weaker and weaker.
Exactly, they lost their tier 8 tanks. They pretty much have no chance to cap and win the game in that manner. They just, as you said, they just have to regroup, find the weakness where is the least Wombats tanks, and do the push.
It looks like on the other screen we have 2-0 to Na'Vi, maybe 3. I'm checking the stage. They just lost on Ghost Town. Na'Vi won again. So I'm sure it's 3-0. It's 3-0 to Na'Vi. This one on the first map, or first battle on Ghost Town. So there you have the update from the main stage. It's currently 3-0 against the Castle of Peru. And here it's very much looking like it's going to be the same story with Wombats on tanks being 3 against YaTo's 0.
I would say
but it's not over yet.
It's not over yet, but even though YaTo has 9k HP, I would actually say it's over. We can see the boosted position.
Oh, the rain is burning. He needs some water on him now. Some rain. The puns are real with these names. The rain has fire raining upon him, and he joins his teammate in the sky. As Lujon is also taking a bunch of damage. I think they've given up. I honestly think they've just driven forward and gone, you know what, whatever. I wonder if they must be messing around now. Yeah, hates. Oh, they've done some damage. The first shot landed on Coca-Cola. They almost had a perfect. I think it's the first perfect we would have ever seen in competitive tanks. But Just Cause now is taking a hit as well. No need to get excited though. I really feel this is already said and done. Unless maybe they could win by 7 ammo racks in a row.
Well, that would be something.
So it looks like YaTo Gaming just was not able to play the long game here against Wombats on tanks, and it's going to go to the defense of YaTo on steps. Almost forgot the name of the map. That's not good. This feels it feels unfortunate because it's such the massive excitement of the last game with Sim. I'm just like on the way down now, so I'm just very calm and collect here, and YaTo Gaming is playing a steady game. Coca-Cola is actually below 50% health, and so is Kusok, but there's still not much YaTo could do to get into this. Lax at 1 hit, TNT in at half. Let's look to the next game. What do YaTo need to do, if anything, to stand a chance to at least take a map away from Wombats?
I would say they need to go back to their roots. They need to take a fast lineup and just make a push. Even though they're on defense, they just need to push, because Wombats like to play really light. They like to take a light setup on their attacks on steps. So I don't see them winning if they're just gonna camp.
Yeah, I think they need to do an Elong of last year. Grab a very offensive lineup and try and surprise them. Because if they keep trying to play standard, Wombats are going to outplay them. They're number 2 for a reason, number 1 in Europe for a reason. They can play the long game really, really, really well.
I agree, yeah. They didn't won for no reason last 2 seasons of WGL EU League, so they look pretty strong.
So, what we have looking forward to us today, we will have a look at the whole match. After this one, we actually go dark. There's no battle on the backstage after this one, because the semi-finals all happen on the main stage. So if you look really closely during the semis, you will see me in the crowd, because I am gonna go and watch. I've come all this way, I've worked this hard on the backstage, I am gonna watch the matches as a viewer. So if you're here live and you're watching the backstage on your mobile, thank you, I'm on it. But I'll be out there with you in the crowd very soon. But we do come back for the show match. We're not actually casting the World of Warships match, but we're casting the third place playoff at the same time. So if you don't like World of Warships at all, you have no interest, we will be at the same time casting the third place playoff here, which could be Kazna versus YaTo. No, they're out. Kazna might be losing. No, it won't be. If things are going as they're going, it will be either Hellraisers, NSS, Na'Vi or Wombats. There's the people who will be playing in the semi-finals. If things keep going as they're going, it's not over yet. YaTo or Kazna can still fight through, but that will be what happens next. Let's have a look at that last game, the stats, and see. Yeah, Kusok did so much damage. TNT did okay, but again, it's the TVP. One clip, they get 2,000 damage.
You can see Kusok was the tank that was actually boosted on the hill. He fired 45 shots. He almost spent all of his shots, I believe. T62 has 55. It can take 55 shells max. So
yeah, fire in the rain. Wow, 0. One fire. I mean, fire fired one shell and didn't connect with it. The rain fired 3 times, nothing. Interesting question there from the audience. We did cover it a bit yesterday, but for the people who were not there, Kryvax says, is this the Asia's best, or is there something wrong? Well, I really do feel that this is China's best. YaTo are playing as well as they played yesterday, just that Wombats is that much more powerful than Elong were playing. But Elong played really badly, like to their standard. I'm not just saying, oh, they're a bad team. No, they're amazing normally. I really, really do not know what happened. Like, they must have been bribed or something. No, I'm not saying that. That was a joke, okay? That was a joke. Before I get sued. No, I'm not off the air. Good, okay. So, no, it was a joke, right? I just don't know what went wrong. They must have had something happen to them, or had a player who was sick that's, like, critical for their play. I don't know, but it felt really bad, just in general.
Yeah, it looks like they lost all of their confidence after losing to NSS. I guess they expected, I don't know, if they didn't start the NSS, maybe because it's a new team, so maybe they...
No, they played against YaTo. Elong, we're talking about.
Yes, but in the first game, they lost. Okay. They lost 5-0 or 5-1 against NSS, so maybe that crushed their
nerves, or I mean, NSS is a big name. I don't know what it was, but the second game against YaTo was just unexcusable.
Yeah.
Right. YaTo in the blue on their 4th battle, 2nd of this map, so it's the last time we're going to see steps today. They're on the defensive, so they stand a chance, and they may have taken what you said. They've gone for a lot of skirmishers, a lot of brawlers, and no blockers at all. They've got no one who's going to sit there and do nothing. This is a very active lineup, and look at the Wombats. They totally see it coming, and they're all actually just waiting. They're on the offensive, but they're digging in.
Exactly. We can see that YaTo's tankers, we have 2 batches pushing all the way to the south to take the K0 line control. But they, as you said, Wombats read this and they just waited in their base, trying to shoot the tanks approaching them.
But they spread out instead. They are actually going to defend. I guess it's a reaction formation, right? They're going to sit round, spread out, and as soon as any enemy is spotted, they're going to react. Is that right for YaTo?
Yeah. We see they left Dory in the southern position just to see if he can spot any of the Wombats tanks, but they're just too far from Dory for now. Oh, he might spot Powell. Yeah, he did. So they have some info.
He does want to get spotted though. Dory's not in a good position to be supported right now, but they know that Powell's going down the center. They can't do anything about it, but they know. What's Wombats on Tank's plan? They're spread out really thin. It looks like the RU's going into the cap zone, but what's their plan overall?
I would say their plan is similar to YaTo's on attack. They just try to put the RU in the cap, force the enemy to do some kind of a counter push, either at the south or in the north, and use their positioning to. Fire's getting caught out.
Again, Fire is caught out, doing very little for his team. The base is being captured by 2 tanks now, and there's almost nothing they can do about it. Luckily, there's no 3rd tank available to join the cap, or else this definitely would be a 100% cap. They're chasing down Coca-Cola, but they didn't get it. They hit the track, but they wasn't able to cut it. That was really unlucky there from YaTo. But 30 seconds left. They have 2 tanks defending, but look at the 113 and the Optic 140 going into BA interference. They're running interference right now to make sure they can't come in and decap. So you've got 25 seconds here. Watch Breakneck there in the Optic 140, and behind him the 113. They are purely here to buy time, and the other 113 is going to go into the cap zone to try and block any shots going into the 2 guys capping. This is going to be cap victory. It's going to be very hard for YaTo to stop this cap.
We see the Rain trying desperately to spot and try to reset, but I guess it's all over. 5 seconds to the cap. 4, 3, even Pavel comes out.
Oh, he left the cap circle. That wasn't a reset shot. That was a, we're winning the brawl. We've done our job here. Let's go and finish them off. I'm not sure if that's a bit of BL. No, actually, there is a lot of damage going out to the cap zone. It maybe was a reset coming on there. In fact, this is swinging really fast towards YaTo, but I believe that was their burst damage gone, and they actually, DPM is going to drop down quite a bit, but TNTN's there to help against Kusok. Lu Jun against Kusok is going to give TNTN's victory. Oh, wait, Lack came in and helped. So TNTN still has 1 shell, and Coca-Cola's actually able to die. This isn't over. We actually disrespected YaTo a little there, as they did really well.
Well, this looked like a done game, but we can see it's only 1k HP difference between these 2 teams. A nice comeback by YaTo Gaming. I actually don't see how did this work out. Amazing.
That was really nice play by them. I feel like we did them injustice there, so I apologize to any YaTo Gaming fans out there. We really felt like that cap was 100% done, and it was really good interference play there by Wombats, but it wasn't good enough. Now it's only 1,000 HP in it. There is a slight gun advantage here for Wombats, but if Coca-Cola gets caught out, then, well, they're going to lose that advantage pretty quickly.
They're expecting Coca-Cola to be there, even though he's not spotted, I believe.
Oh, but Hate takes a huge hit, 523 damage. Who hit that?
That must have been the 113 in D4, D5.
With what type of shell? That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's a high roll. 25%.
Really high roll.
Yeah. He can roll max, I don't know, even up to 600 actually.
Really?
Yeah, 25% more from 440.
Still, that was really good.
Yeah.
Really good hit for them. Drive is also dead on Lu Jun, so you've got to be careful there. His move niffed. No, here comes the play. They kept the second guy outside of the cap zone so that YaTo thought they had more time than they did. Then they joined in with the second guy, doubled the speed of cap. That's it. It is all over now. Nice play there by Wombats. Really safe play. They used their intelligence to ensure the victory, but YaTo did a lot better than we thought and gave them credit for. So nice playing by YaTo, but just not enough, and really intelligent playing by Wombats.
Yeah, we thought this is gonna be game over. They're gonna cap like 3 minutes ago, but YaTo came back. They did damage. They even reset. They retreated. They had only 1k HP less. Looked good, but the second cap attempt for Wombats prevailed.
Do you know what's really weird about today? I got something really weird. But do you know what it is? It's like really strange about today. Have a guess. Nothing?
No.
This game is 4-0, and the main stage is also 4-0.
Oh.
And last game, it went to 5-4. It's a total mirror going on. Everything is happening on the main stage. It's just happening backstage in mirror. Okay, it's closer battles there from what I understand from the screaming out here, but it's totally mirrored. Every game has been very similar for the main stage and backstage. Conspiracy theory? Maybe? Maybe the stars are aligning and everything's really pre-written. What do you guys think about that? But it's unnerving, really, because I just checked the score. It's 4-0. And it's like, oh, it's 4-0 here. And last game, it was 5-4. It went to 5-4 for both teams. It went to tiebreaker, which was the first tiebreaker ever in the 2 days in the grand finals this year. So it was a lot of coincidences. Coincidences, that's the right word. Coincidences. Let's have a look at those stats.
Coca-Cola doing top damage in this batchet. Really nice. Oh, we see a lot of YaTo Gaming tanks.
This is where the surprise came from.
Yes.
That YaTo did a lot better than we thought. Lu Jun and Hate, TNT did okay, and Lack did some critical hits. In fact, he got the kills, so that's why the damage is quite low. But you know, it's one of those things. I don't feel that Wombats won the fight. they just outplayed them with just the positions, right? It was the cap attempt. They didn't just cap. They did it in a very intelligent way. And that speeding up cap is really cool, especially in these sort of things in 7v7. You have one guy capping till half, and then you put 2 more tanks in, and it goes from like 60 seconds down to 10 seconds or 15 seconds, and they have no chance to react at that point because they're like, okay, we can go around there, and once they're halfway through their maneuver, they now only have 15 seconds instead of 60. They can't make it anymore. That's it. Cap failed. And they thought, oh, definitely we'll get that decap. No, they don't. That's something that can happen.
Also, if I remember correctly, when they the second cap attempt and when they capped, the HP was almost same. It was 4,800 on the Wombats side and 4.1k on the YaTo side. So they did well HP-wise, but damage-wise, but they got capped.
Quite make it.
Yeah.
And again, it was because of the positions. I think Wombats are calmer. It really feels like YaTo aren't as calm as Wombats. They are a bit panicky in comparison. But anyway, we're going on to the third map, because it's 4-0. The third map, which is Cliff. Currently, Wombats are winning 4-0 against YaTo Gaming. It is China versus the European champions, and we have Wombats defending against YaTo's attack. What are we seeing on the lineups?
It's actually quite usual tactics and the lineups. We see full autoloader setup, as we saw on the main stage when Hellraisers played against Tornado. I guess the current meta is to take as many fast tanks, as many autoloaders as you can, and try to brawl it out.
But it looks like a brawl is actually happening straight away. Breakneck down to half HP, but the Rain gone really far down. The Rain needs to get some shots off and land those hits without dying, because if he dies for nothing, that could be a big thing. However, Just Cause is reloading. If they kill him before the reload, that could be a really big thing. But yes, they do. YaTo gets tracked in the open as the bad chats from Wombats are raining terror upon YaTo Gaming, who are in the open with nowhere to hide. This is annihilation. It's like the cosmos opened up and lots of meteors landed on their head. That was one hell of a barrage. But the revenge is here. Wait a minute. The Rain TNT turns up, and they realize that these guys can't have that many shells left. In fact, if they only knew they were completely out, the Rain wouldn't be hiding where he is, and they're going to take Kusok out. Oh, wait a minute. The Rain's blocking his view of his teammate TNT, but TNT is now on reload. The Rain has 2 shells. Dory goes around the back, touches 3 shots, 4 shots into Povno. What, that shot missed, and he missed the other shot as well. So he only put 2 of the 4 shots into Povl. But wow, actually, that could have gone their way. If he went around the corner and took those 4 shots, he would have killed him. Hates on reload. Breakneck knows it. Breakneck will come out of reload first.
I believe so.
He will win this duel. If Hate sits there, he will lose the duel, but the Rain gets picked off by Bishop. He's going to come in. Coca-Cola's going to reload any second now. It looks like the timing of Wombats is going to be slightly better. But wait a minute, Dory's there. Dory's going to be able to kill Coca-Cola if he hits all his shots. Wait a minute. Wait, what happened to Dory? Dory got distracted. Why did Dory get distracted? And he got destroyed. But Fire is still there. And Fire might be able to take out Povl, even though it's a Blackjack versus the AMX 1390. No! 13 HP left. YaTo could have taken the game. But I guess he actually still can. 3 shots, and he needs to hit all of them. Coca-Cola needs 2, Povl needs 1. If Hate lands all 3 of these shells, they're both on reload. If Hate can catch them, YaTo could take a game. It might not be 5-0. Oh, Hate, why
had
did
to
you
hit
do
all
that?
3 shots, but he missed. And
he could actually reload. He could run away if he can kill Coca-Cola now. But Coca-Cola's really playing well. But he has 2 shells. He can kill Coca-Cola if he plays this well. Don't fire there. You're going to miss. Okay, he doesn't, but Coca-Cola's going to give him the runaround. The reload's almost complete on Povl. He lands the first shot. Can he land the second? No, and there's the reload. He knows now that he's under fire by the other. Wait, no, he doesn't. Did he miss that shot? He doesn't care. Wait,
track on the
dodge, dodge, hey, dodge. It's not over. It's not over.
13 HP decided.
You could have rammed him or something.
Wow.
Ah, well, it's fine.